There's a service you have never heard of. It costs $40,000 a year. Its only job is to make rich people look poor. Not homeless, not struggling, just unremarkable. Somewhere in Manhattan, a woman is being taught how to order coffee without sounding rich. Somewhere in London, a man is learning to drive a 12-year-old Honda on purpose. He owns 4 other cars. None of them leave the garage. This isn't frugality. This isn't humility. This is strategy. Because the moment the world sees your money, the world starts taking it. Through lawsuits, through kidnapping insurance, through every salesman, cousin, and charity that smells the number on your bank statement. So the ultra-wealthy learned something the middle class never gets taught. The most expensive thing you can buy is invisibility. And there's an entire underground industry built to sell it to them. Every predator hunts by sight. Lions don't stalk what they can't see. The wealthy understood this before behavioral economists gave it a name. They call it stealth wealth. But it's older than that phrase. It's camouflage, evolutionary, ancient. In nature, the biggest animal in the room gets challenged. The brightest bird gets eaten first. Humans are no different. Flash a Rolex in the wrong room, and you've just announced yourself as a target. Not for violence, for something slower. For envy, for resentment, for 100 small betrayals disguised as favors. So an industry rose up in the shadows of luxury. Stylists who dress billionaires in unbranded cotton. Real estate agents who sell mansions with plain, forgettable facades. Even car dealers who specialize in one strange request. Buy me something fast, make it look slow. This is the camouflage economy. And its customers are the last people you'd suspect. Picture 2 watches. One flashes gold. Diamonds ring the face. Everyone in the room sees it in 3 seconds. The other is steel, plain dial, no logo visible from across a table. The second watch costs 4 times more. This is not a coincidence. This is the entire logic of new luxury. At a certain wealth level, loud stops impressing anyone who matters. The people worth impressing already know how to spot real money. They look at the stitching, the weight, the subtlety. Loud luxury speaks to strangers. Quiet luxury speaks only to those already inside the room. It's a password, encoded in fabric and metal. And if you can't read the password, you were never the intended audience. That's the cruelest part. The silence isn't for you. It was never meant to include you at all. Ask a security consultant what protects a billionaire best. It isn't the armored car. It isn't the earpiece-wearing men in dark suits. It's boredom. A target no one notices is a target no one plans against. This is why certain heirs drive rusted pickup trucks to their own board meetings. Why certain founders wear the same gray shirt in every photo for a decade. Boredom is bulletproof. Every ounce of visible wealth is a flare shot into the sky. It says, come find me, come take something. So the smartest money in the world has learned to go dark. Not poor, not hidden entirely, just beneath the radar of anyone scanning for a victim. Because attention at that level of wealth is never free. Every eye that lingers too long is a liability wearing a smile. This behavior isn't taught in business school. It's taught at the dinner table. Old money doesn't whisper this lesson once. It repeats it for generations. Never let them see the whole picture. New money screams its arrival. Old money erases its footprints. This is the split that separates a lottery winner from a dynasty. The lottery winner buys the loudest car on the lot. 18 months later, the money is gone. But the exposure remains. Old money does the opposite. It builds walls made of ordinary Tuesdays. Same coffee order. Same modest car. Same unremarkable house on a quiet street. Because they learned, sometimes through painful history, that visible wealth invites a slow-motion siege. Not from strangers only. Sometimes from people who call themselves family. Here's the twist that breaks most people's assumptions. Looking average is not cheap. It requires discipline no marketing campaign can manufacture. It requires walking past the car that turns heads to buy the one that doesn't. It requires wearing fabric so subtle only another expert would recognize the price tag. It requires saying no, constantly, quietly, to almost everything designed to be seen. This is the real luxury. Not owning more. Having the power to own more and choosing to let no one know. Every dollar spent on invisibility is a dollar spent buying back control. Control over who approaches you, control over who resents you, control over the story other people try to write about your life. So here's the question worth sitting with. If the truly wealthy work this hard to look like everyone else, how many average people around you are living a completely different reality? The neighbor with the 10-year-old car, the coworker in the same 3 shirts on rotation, the quiet one who never talks about money at all. Maybe some of them are exactly what they appear to be. But maybe, just maybe, some of them learned the oldest rule in the wealth playbook. The moment you need people to know you've made it is the moment you've already lost something far more valuable, your privacy, your safety, your silence. So the next time you see someone who looks unremarkable, Look again. The world trained you to spot wealth by what glitters. But glitter was never the signal. Silence is. Here's the question I want you to sit with tonight. If you had the money to broadcast it to everyone you know, would you, or would you choose the quieter path? The one with no applause, no envy, no target on your back? Tell me in the comments. Would you rather look rich or actually be safe? Because that choice reveals more about your relationship with money than any bank statement ever could. If this decoded something for you, you know what to do. Subscribe, because next time, we're pulling back the curtain on a secret the top 1% guard even more closely than their money. We're decoding what they do with their time.